Good morning. It is so funny seeing you here. I obviously, as you can see, I'm back at my apartment at school. I had my first week of like new classes and it was a good week. I'll tell you more about it later, but now I'm just getting ready to go for my long run. It's 19 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm definitely gonna wear a lot of layers today. I'm gonna get ready. And today's run is an hour and 45 minutes. I do want to find a podcast because some days I just like don't feel like listening to music, and that's today, and that's don't feel like doing it today. So I'm gonna see if I can find like a long podcast to listen to that'll be interesting. Some days I just feel like scrolling on TikTok, and that's today. So I'm gonna find a podcast. Hopefully it makes the time go a little bit faster, but yeah, I don't have any classes today. Today's a Thursday, so I'm just gonna be bopping around and we'll see what the day turns out to be. I just sat in this chair and found 2 podcast episodes that I'm interested in, so I'm gonna listen to those on my run. They're each 50 minutes, so 50, 100 minutes. Yeah, it should actually be perfect. And then it's 2 totally different topics, so hopefully it like kind of keeps my attention and makes the time go faster. I don't know if this is TMI or if you care about this comb, that's disgusting, or if you care about like what topics I'm like trying to better myself on, so but I'll tell you anyways. I feel like I've lived a lot of different lives. The first podcast that I chose is about like self-confidence in a social setting. I'll tell you my issue. I have no problem talking to strangers. Strangers are so easy. Like when they're older adults or even just someone my age, like I'm not awkward. When I'm awkward is when it's someone who maybe I'm meeting for the second time. So someone who already has their first impression of me and has thought and has had time to like sit with their first impression of me. That's where I get anxious. It's not like meeting for someone for the first time. It's meeting someone for the second time. Like meeting someone when, they already have an idea of me. That's where I get anxious because I no longer have control of the first impression. And I don't know why I don't trust myself with like making a good first impression, but that's one of my New Year's resolutions, is to get a little bit better and feel less of a need to control what people think of me, because it like genuinely hinders me from like talking to people and being a little bit more outgoing. I'm naturally very reserved. I'm not a like go up and talk to somebody first kind of person. Like I have a genuine fear of, it's a whole thing, but that self-confidence podcast is the first one. And I don't care what people think of me really from a physical standpoint. It's more like, do you think that I'm a good person? I do really struggle with that because in the past, like everyone makes mistakes and I am totally different from who I was in the past. So second one is more about like TMI, but like not putting, but like, more about like connecting to your sexual energy, and like everyone puts too much pressure on themselves sexually. So it's about that. I won't dive deeper into that, but that's the second one. I thought it'd be an interesting one. So those are my 2 podcasts and I'm very excited to listen to them. I'm trying to figure out what I want to wear because it's so cold. I think I'm gonna wear this little puffer. It's like a thin puffer, and maybe my vest. Nice and warm, like especially my core, but it doesn't totally hinder my You know, I need some motion. So I think that's gonna be the way to go. Double trouble action. It is a lot of like bulk, but I think it's gonna be smart to like layer a bit. Oh crap. What's going on? Let's do this thing. It's so cold. It's so windy. And my legs are like numb. Holy crap, you guys. That was no joke. That was so cold toward the end. I think I'm gonna lay in my bed until I warm up and then I'll do a Pilates. I'm gonna get so cozy, sit here, find my little video, and I'll be back when I'm not freezing. Look how red my hands are. I'm sure my legs are like just as beet red, but oh my gosh, so cold, so windy, horrible. Sorry if you can hear my heat starting to turn on, but I just wrote out like a little workout for myself, and I'm just gonna play some music and get that going. You guys, I took the hottest shower ever. I feel so much better. I don't have anything to do today. I asked for my mom for this for Christmas. I am not a reader. I think I read 1 or 2 maybe books last summer. This book, let me tell you, last night I read 40 pages. Free will. I'm obsessed. So I'm probably gonna read this a lot today and just have a nice chill day. I should probably do some homework, but it's only Thursday and it's not due till Sunday or Saturday or something. So we'll see if I end up doing that. But I just want to say, if you're looking for a book and you are not a reader, this is a really good one. It's so good so far. I mean, maybe it'll suck, but I'm gonna drink some more water and then just freaking chill, you know? My mom is a very nice woman, and she makes these enchiladas, these chicken enchiladas. I think she got them from Weight Watchers like years ago, but they are one of my favorite things that she makes. And so when I was home for break, she sent me back to school with like 8 of these enchiladas, and I froze them. And I'm gonna take them out because I'll probably eat them for lunch today. Okay, this doesn't look good, but when I eat them later in the day, you'll see. They're like these creamy, like, I don't know, they're so good. So I'm gonna put them out to thaw. You know what, maybe I actually will probably just leave them on the counter. I'm just gonna leave them on the counter because there's no reason, because I feel like they'll take too long if I just leave them in the fridge. But what should I eat for breakfast? That's the big question right now. I've been loving Velveeta. Ooh, I think I have oatmeal too. I could have a nice warm bowl of oatmeal. Should I do that? I think I might do that. The rule is that you cannot judge the way I make oatmeal. There's a bird. When I was a kid, I used to eat oatmeal packets dry. Like dry. I would just eat them with a spoon right out of a little pouch. And I just thought it was the most delicious thing in the world. I like the texture. I don't know. I was a bit of a weird kid, but I still do that. I don't eat it dry. That's a little much for me, but I don't microwave it with I don't microwave the water with the oatmeal because it ruins the goodness, you know? There's little crunchiness you get if you add the water after. So I heat up the water and then pour it in with the dry oatmeal. I know that's weird, but I like the kind of gluey texture, you know? This is the best flavor of Quaker. This is the cinnamon and spice. Cinnamon and spice and the apples and cinnamon are the best. Usually I'm eating 2 packets, you know? And this is important. You have to mix it. That way the sugar is evenly distributed. Okay. Then you pour your hot water in. But you have to do it in increments because you don't want it to be drowning. This is ridiculous. Okay, so let me just show you. This is how I do it. So it's like borderline dry, but I like it like that. Okay, it looks like reindeer food. It looks like reindeer food, but it's delicious. And I'm gonna love it. I've been reading my book all morning, but I promised you I'd show you my lunch. Also, I'm so glowy. It's my sunscreen. My sunscreen is ridiculous. So the glow is from that, but this is the enchilada, okay? The middle is filled with this like chickeny, hopefully it's heated up well enough. It's literally 1:45. I've been reading for like 3 hours now. Okay, let me show you. It's like this. My mom gets it, you know? She really gets it. And you just heat it up in the microwave. So good. I'm gonna eat this. I read this much of my book. Like, this is all the stuff I read today. I was on page 44. I'm on page 192. Okay? And I can't put it down, but I'm forcing myself to because I want to savor it. It's so good. I don't even like reading, but I will be reading the rest of this series. It's so good. Guys, it's so good. I took a nap and it was amazing. I'm not even gonna lie. Right after I ate lunch, I'm gonna sleep at my boyfriend's tonight and we're gonna hang out. So I just packed a toiletry bag, but now I'm gonna like kind of get ready and look a little bit less like I've been in bed reading my book all day and taking naps and try to look like a productive member of society. Not that that's not productive. I recently learned how to curl my hair with a straightening iron now that my hair is like this really short texture because it just looks the best when it has a little bit of texture in it. I've never been good at consistently using a heat protectant. Ugh, it's in my lungs. My thing is, how does it coat every hair? And if it doesn't coat every hair, then like, is it worth using? I don't know. Just another pawn. While I'm here, let me just spray my face with this hypochlorous acid. Another thing that I'm like, should I really be spraying this on my face? Don't know. I do feel like that one's not a scam though. That's like backed by science, right? Heat protectant is like, who's really doing the scientific studies on that one? Energy drinks though, they can just not do scientific studies and that's fine. I octo-buddied you to my mirror, so hopefully that is trustworthy. So there's not very many like wave tutorials that I was able to find for like short hair. So I'll show you what I've learned. Usually people do just these little silly waves on the bottom of their hair because it's quick and it doesn't create too much volume. So like that. So you literally are just like, I'll show you again. And usually people alternate. So I'll show you what I mean. So this one, you just take it and you roll it down, then up, down, and up. And, you know, it makes this strange little wave, okay? And then, so that one I did down first, so I'll do up first, down, up, you know? And it just adds a little bit of something to your boring hair, or to my boring hair. That's not very crazy. I just do that because my hair is pretty straight, I think. Top hair is a little bit more interesting to do, I guess. You want to take a good size chunk. I'm gonna do this size. So you want to alternate. So this one I'm gonna twist it away from my face. So I'll do that and then I'll twist it again and I'll do that. But then towards the end, I'll bring it down. Does that make sense? You know, because I like the ends a little bit flatter to my head. So that one I curled away from my head. This one I'm gonna curl towards my head, you know, and then I'm gonna end it off a little bit earlier, just so that that looks a little bit crazy, just so that my whole head isn't this like ridiculous Utah curl. So whenever I feel like it starts to get a little Utah curlish, I'll just do that over under little texture to make it a little bit better. So do this, and then I'll bring it down. That way it's like a nice, subtle kind of curl. You can do different size sections too to get like a bit of a different, that way you can get like different kind of curl pattern type things. This piece looks weird that I just, and then I'm gonna fluff it out. See if I like the way it looks, or if I don't, maybe I'll fix it. It's like this piece. Also, there's like a weirdly straight piece here. So once it's all curled like that, sorry, I'm gonna put it in this little, oops, like bun. Like that. Do you know what I just realized is that I never talked about the podcast that I listened to this morning. I figure it would be helpful if I talked about them and if I liked them, and I'll also link them in the description because, geez, I picked some good ones. The first one I listened to, that's the one with Mel Robbins and about like letting go of like judgment from others. That one, I was running and listening to it like, are you talking about me? Like, okay, sure, I know you're talking about Chrissy Teigen, but where are the cameras? Like, what would you do? Like, where are the cameras? Because, whew, I was like, okay, oh my God. So it did make me feel less crazy about like how specific I feel about like judgment from others. Like, it just all really, really clicked. And she has this mindset of like, let them judge you, let them have the negative thoughts. Like, you can't control that people are going to have negative thoughts about you. And just because you try to be the perfect person, that's not going to mean that people aren't going to still have those negative thoughts about you. Oh, the power isn't you trying to be the best you can be and be perfect all the time. The power is in, like, when you do that, you give them power, but your power is in saying, let me. Like, let me let them. Let me let them have those negative thoughts, and that's fine. Let me know that I'm a good person at the end of the day, and I understand myself, and I don't care if I'm misunderstood because I know what made me do that or what made me say that, and I know that it comes from a good place. And I really like that, and I'm really gonna try to do that because it is something that has become sort of crippling. I hate to say it. When I told everyone that my New Year's resolution is to like work on that and like the fear of pretty much other people, and like feeling the need to be perfect because of whatever, they were all like, that's a really good one. Like, that's a really good one for you because they know, you know, it's my family and my boyfriend. They know that that's something that I struggle with every single day. Like, every single waking moment is like, geez, is this fine? Is this gonna offend someone? Like, am I allowed to do this? Whatever it is, like, every single sentence that comes out of my mouth is like, Jesus, am I overstepping? Is this okay to say? Like, you know? And they were all like, that's a really, really good one for you. And at first I was like, ouch, geez. But no, they're totally right. And that podcast, I might have to play that every night under my pillow because it really was like, dang. My second one was the one, psychology in your 20s. You know, healing your sexual stuff. I say that as a joke, but I relate to that. Healing yourself from yourself, holding yourself back, you know, in that sort of way. So, I don't know. It was just fun, and it makes me feel a little bit more normal when other people in their 20s struggle with this stuff. Okay. You know, so really good podcasts. I'll link them both below. If you're looking for a good podcast, there's two of them. I fear I'm committing a capital sin right now. Let me show you. Look I'm wearing Hoka's. Can you see? Hoka's with my jeans. It feels like a violation, but I don't have enough room to pack them. And what if I want to work out tomorrow morning? So, Hoka's with the jeans. Violation looks horrible, don't you? It looks horrible. This is the jacket I'm wearing because I'm hoping it makes it look a little more athletic and a little bit less heinous. I'm not really a one bag type gal, you'll know. And I packed my Birkenstocks, that's where I'm wearing my Hoka's. So do you think my Hoka's will only take up a little bit of these bags? No, they will take up the whole thing if they even fit. So, 2-bag type girl, do not play with the 2-bag type lady, you'll know. I'm at my boyfriend's and he's making us some food right now. I'm so excited. I'm so hungry. I'm starving. I always eat at like 6 and it's 7:20, so we were just watching some YouTube and hanging out and got Kevin. But I'm pretty tired already, even though I had that energy drink. Tired. I don't know. So, but it's only 7:20, so This is my hair now that it's like chilled out a little bit, you know. It's just got a little bit of wave, but like a little more texture than what I usually have going on. Blend it in.
I mean, it's like,
They say you're supposed to use 2 fingers full of sunscreen.